Hello, American Patriots. We've got a fun episode for you today that I think you're going to enjoy. We are going to watch Ana Kasparian of the Young Turks talk with Piers Morgan about a personal story and encounter she had with the Trump supporter. But the twist is, she didn't know he was a Trump supporter until it was just a little bit too late. It's going to be good, guys. I think you're going to like it. Kasparian has a revelation of sorts, and we are going to analyze what is it about. Is it a sign the nation is healing? Is it all smoke and mirrors? We are going to find out. So we're going to get right into it. But first, everybody, do me a big favor here. Like our video and share it around so we can keep bringing you guys this great, hard-hitting content. Thank you so much, and we appreciate it. As always, everybody, I'm your host, Darian, and this is Resist the Mainstream.
The third thing that you cited was the story of a guy called Jeff in your apartment block, who you became friends with before you realized he was a Trump supporter. And that changed your view of what a Trump supporter actually could be like. Tell me about that.
Well, I think that in Trump's first term, a lot of people placed themselves in silos. So I was very much in a left-wing silo where I kind of refused to have any kind of relationship with someone who had voted for Trump. And so as a result, I was allowing kind of like the Democratic Party and mass media to paint a picture of all Trump supporters without really investigating it. I just kind of accepted what their summation was. Jeff, who I love, and I kind of feel bad because now like a lot of people are talking about him and he didn't ask for me to mention him. But anyway, you know, I met him at a time when I needed help. Like I was moving into this building. My husband wasn't available. He was going to a fire academy training. And so at that time, I'm like lugging my husband's heavy bicycle up the stairs. And Jeff comes across and just says, can I help you with that? He grabs the bike and he basically helped me move in. And this guy doesn't know me. This guy really had no reason to help me, but he dropped everything he was doing and decided to dedicate the rest of the day to helping me out, getting to know me. And throughout, you know, the subsequent weeks and months, we got to know each other better. Really, really sweet guy. And then
acting in this kind of fashion is something that all men should strive for. And I really mean that. And not just because they think a woman is pretty or they want to get in her pants. No, that should not be the reason at all. And if they're doing it for that reason, it's not a good thing. A man should do that because he sees a woman who's in distress or needs help and simply wants to make things easier for her. All right. And he should expect nothing in return. Some people will say, you know, that's being a simp or something like that. No, it's actually quite the opposite. All right. What a simp does, I don't like that word, but I'm using it because it's popular in modern culture. What a simp will do is do this and expect that a woman is going to give him some kind of sexual favor in return. Okay, that's what a simp does. What a man does, he sees a woman who's struggling and he lends a helping hand. It really is that simple. And it doesn't just apply to, say, helping a woman to move a heavy object if he sees one struggling. It can be something as simple as opening the door for a lady, walking her to her car. All right, you can do these things even if you don't have intentions on being with a woman romantically, and you should. And that's something I really notice nowadays. When I see men doing these nice kinds of things, if they even do it, you know, oftentimes they don't. They only do it because they have some kind of expectation. It's totally backwards. And believe it or not, I've observed this in strongly practicing religious communities that I'm involved with. Okay, I'll make a point to walk women to their car, and that applies whether I'm interested in them romantically or not. And sometimes people make assumptions. Oh, he must be interested in that woman. Oh, they get all weird about it. And you know what? I don't care. I really don't. People can say and think whatever they want. All right, at the end of the day, I'm going to live up, or do my best rather, to live up to what I need to do as a man. And I hope everyone else does the same. And this isn't to toot my own horn, okay? I'm a very flawed person and I can always do better. All right. But the point is, we need to bring back masculinity and being a gentleman back. It is so important. And look at the real world effects this can have. Because of this guy, how nice he is, it seems to have had a profound impact on Ana that we're going to get into and see a bit more of right now. Check this out.
So we got to know each other better. Really, really sweet guy. And then one day we're at an HOA meeting. I remember we're sitting together on the couch as the meeting's going on. And a woman in our building stood up and she said something negative about Trump. And I was shocked because Jeff whispers in my ear, you know, oh, if she's going to be trashing Trump, then I'm out of here. And that made me realize, oh.
Base Jeff. Guys, if you like what Jeff just said, please do us a favor. Hit the subscribe button down below. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, back to the clip.
Well, he's a Trump supporter. And so I investigated that a little more. I was curious about his politics. He was a lifelong Democrat. He loved JFK, voted for JFK. And he just said, I feel like we should support our president, even if it's someone that you did not support, you did not vote for. He's our president now. And so he explained where he was politically, but it actually didn't matter to me because I got to know who Jeff was as a person prior to understanding or knowing about his politics. And so that didn't just wake me up to how Trump supporters are not a monolith. It woke me up to the fact that all of us are complex human beings. And we should not have one side of us or one element of who we are define the entirety of our character,
right,
or the entirety of who we are as people. So that's what I was trying to say.
You come under a bit of flack, both for your pivot, as it's seen, from left to right. The attacks have been led by Laura Loomer, who I'm on record as saying is a complete lunatic. But she said, here we have another political opportunist in the form of you, Ana Kasparian, and as a malicious and pathological liar who has spent years with her co-host, Cenk Uygur, lying about and trying to cancel every outspoken Trump supporter, including myself. She spread delusional lies about Trump, but now in a low-cut top and a full face of makeup, she wants to tell some make-believe story about a guy called Jeff, who all of a sudden made her realize that 80 million people are all unique individuals and not Nazis. Come on. Nobody is buying this garbage. Anna's trying to remain relevant to the changing media landscape after she's made serious cash bashing people like me who actually busted my ass to help Trump get elected. She's a full-blown liar. We need to reject people like this, blah, 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 blah.
I think another part of Ana Kasparian's evolution that's not being discussed here, but that she has talked about on separate appearances, is that she got savagely attacked by her own side to a point where I think it started to wake her up a bit. Ana Kasparian, for instance, believes that men should not be allowed to participate in women's sports. Crazy, I know. I mean, what a bigot she is. Jokes, obviously, but that is how leftists see it. They see her as a hateful, terrible person and who is very transphobic. Not that I believe in that word or that kind of language because I think it's made up nonsense, but that's a whole other discussion. As far as the response by Laura Loomer goes, while it may be a bit over top, I can kind of understand that there is some nuance to this that is probably being ignored by many people on the right. Something I've noticed among people on the right wing is that they're very quick to embrace any leftist once they say something that makes half a bit of sense. Yeah, this is a trap that we should not fall for, and it's very important to be aware of. Bill Maher is a great example. Okay, I swear, for the past 3 years, every other week, Bill Maher would make a half-decent point about something, and then you have this right-wingers blowing smoke up as you-know-what, running around circles praising hallelujah, hallelujah. Bill Maher's the greatest guy ever. The left is waking up. Guess what? He still voted for Kamala Harris, okay? So slow down a little bit, okay? Yeah, sure, Bill Maher says that wokeness is bad or whatever. You know, he's also saying it 5 years later, and he still votes for it anyways. So is it really that big of a deal? It's just some food for thought. Jon Stewart is another great example. After the election and also a little bit before the election, sometimes he'd make fun of Democrats here and there, and people would say, look at Jon Stewart. He's making such a great point. The left is waking up. You know what? He still voted for Kamala Harris, and he openly supports and advocates for child sex changes and has ridiculed right-wingers for not doing so themselves. Once again, we cannot embrace these people too much. You can point out if they say a good thing here and there, that's fine, but let's just not get too carried away. That's all I'm saying.
What's your response to Ms. Loomer?
Well, my response is actually going to clarify something you said a little earlier, which is my pivot from the left to right. I would not describe what I'm currently espousing as right wing. I have been basically on economic policies, I'm very much left wing. I have rejected the Democratic Party because they sell a bill of goods that I'm not interested anymore. Same with the Republican Party, generally speaking. So I consider myself unaligned, and I have moderated my views on a handful of some social issues. So that's where I am right now. I really am unaligned. Neither political party represents my best interests. With that in mind,
social issues.
I think Laura Loomer is worried that I'm going to vie for some sort of role in Trump's White House or in the Trump ecosystem. And I just want to let her know I'm not vying for any of that. I'm very happy where I am at work. I don't want to push you out of whatever position you have in the Trump universe. Like, the fact that she brought up my physical appearance, I thought was interesting. I'm sensing a little bit of jealousy, if I may say. It seems like it. It seems like it. And I'm not really looking to roll around in the mud with someone like Laura Loomer. So
no,
I just want
I
to
can't think
let
of
her
anything
know
worse.
everything's going to be okay, Laura.
Yeah, I think of all the million things you could suggest that I might least want to do, number one would be Rolling in the Mud with Laura Loomer.
Sorry about that, guys. Clip was interesting, but it does end right there, so we're gonna have to cut it off. What'd you all think of the clip? You know, I think there are a couple of big lessons to take away from this. One, men need to be more manly, and no, that doesn't mean being a simp. It means quite the opposite. And two, don't trust the left too much, but also with the caveat of embrace people with open arms when they say and do good things. Just don't get too excited about it. What do you all think? Let us know in the comments. Really appreciate it. As always, thank you for tuning in, and God bless.